Week 1 of the 2026 FIFA World Cup is done, and it has already rewritten what we thought we knew. Defending champions Argentina stumbled. A European giant was humiliated on the opening day. And in the race for the Golden Boot, 3 players are already level at the top. Stay with us, because by the end of this film you will know exactly who is through, who is on the brink, and which match next week could end a dynasty. 48 teams. 12 groups. 32 matches across 3 countries in 7 days. This is the biggest World Cup in history, and it delivered almost immediately. Let us start where the shockwaves were loudest. Group A. The United States, co-hosts, playing their first World Cup match on home soil since 1994, faced Morocco at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena on June 11th. A crowd of 90,800 inside the Rose Bowl. The noise was extraordinary. But Morocco had other ideas. Sofiane Amrabat dictated the midfield, Hakim Ziyech curled a free kick past Matt Turner in the 34th minute, and the co-hosts found themselves a goal down at home. The US equalized through Christian Pulisic on 67 minutes, but Morocco's Youssef En-Nesyri headed a winner in stoppage time. Final score, Morocco 2, USA 1. The co-hosts tournament begins with a defeat. But the single biggest shock of the week, and arguably the single biggest shock since Germany versus South Korea in 2018, came in Group D. France, ranked second in the world, holders of the 2018 title, faced Saudi Arabia in Dallas on June 12. And lost. 1-0. Salem Al-Dawsari, the man who scored the goal that beat Argentina in 2022, did it again. A driven low finish in the 58th minute. France created 22 shots, had 74% possession, but could not score. The ghost of Qatar is haunting Didier Deschamps. Group D now sits in complete chaos after 1 round of matches. France's next match is against Denmark on June 17 in Los Angeles. Lose that, and a team that has Kylian Mbappé, Antoine Griezmann, and one of the deepest squads in the world will be staring at an early exit. Hold that thought, because we will get to that fixture in the preview section. But first, Brazil. Group B, Brazil versus Serbia at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas on June 11. Vinicius Jr. scored twice and set up Endrick's goal. Rodrigo added a second before half-time, and Endrick, 19 years old, came off the bench and scored with his first touch to seal a 3-0 win. Brazil are back, and they look absolutely dangerous. Vinicius had 2 goals and 1 assist in that single match. At this rate, the Golden Boot race is already taking shape. England, Group F. Jude Bellingham captained the side at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara against Nigeria on June 13. Bukayo Saka scored twice either side of half-time, Bellingham added a third from the penalty spot, and England won 3-1 in a performance that impressed across the board. Gareth Southgate finally saw his team play with the kind of attacking conviction that has been missing for years. Spain were equally ruthless in Group E. Lamine Yamal, 18 years old, scored twice against Costa Rica in Houston. One of the youngest players ever to score twice in a single World Cup match. He set the record as the youngest scorer at a European Championship at Euro 2024, and he is already building on that reputation here. Yamal's performance in numbers was genuinely historic for his age group. And now the subplot that has the entire football world watching. Argentina. Reigning world champions. Lionel Messi, 38 years old, playing what is almost certainly his last World Cup. They faced Croatia in Group C in New York on June 12, and it ended 1-1. Messi scored, of course he did, but Luka Modric, 40 years old, equalized from outside the box. 2 legends, 1 stadium, no winner. Messi and Modric, 2 of the greatest players who ever lived, both at their last World Cup, both still producing in the biggest games. Sometimes football writes its own scripts. Let us take a breath and survey the overall qualification picture after 1 round of matches. Out of 48 teams across 12 groups, a handful of sides have already put 1 foot through to the round of 32 with maximum points and dominant performances. Morocco, Brazil, England, Spain, Norway, and Portugal lead the early charge. France, Argentina, Germany, and the United States all have serious work to do. Norway's case deserves a special mention. Erling Haaland played his first ever World Cup match. Norway never qualified while he was developing, and he marked it with 2 goals and a man-of-the-match display against Mexico in Vancouver on June 13. He had waited his entire career for this stage. He did not waste a second of it. Haaland's debut World Cup stats read almost unbelievably clean. And now, what you need to know going into Week 2. The fixtures that will define groups, end careers, and potentially produce the defining images of this entire tournament. 3 games stand above the rest. First, France vs Denmark, June 17, Los Angeles. France essentially must win. A draw likely sends them to the edge. A loss ends them. Deschamps has never faced pressure like this. Second, Argentina vs Poland, June 18, Miami. Messi needs a win to stay comfortable in Group C. Poland, with Robert Lewandowski fit and furious after their own Week 1 draw, will not gift them anything. This could be the most watched match of the week. Third, and perhaps the most intriguing of all, Brazil vs Germany, June 18, Dallas. 2 of the sport's greatest nations. 2 teams with a point to prove. Brazil wanting to signal an era. Germany, wounded after their draw in Week 1, needing to remind the world who they are. 12 years after that 7-1 in Belo Horizonte, their sons meet again. That is your World Cup Week 1 wrapped. 32 matches, 89 goals, 1 enormous upset, 2 legends sharing a draw in New York, and an 18-year-old from Barcelona making history in Houston. The 2026 World Cup has arrived, and it has arrived loud. Drop your biggest shock of the week in the comments below. Was it France losing to Saudi Arabia, or did something in your group hit harder? And if you want the Week 2 breakdown, every result, every table, every twist, subscribe now. We are doing this every single week of the tournament, all the way to the final in New Jersey.